It is clear that regular physical activity improves health and reduces the risk of developing many chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease, hypertension, overweight and obesity, osteoporosis, diabetes, and certain cancers. John F. Kennedy stated that physical fitness is not only one of the most important keys to a healthy body, it is the basis of dynamic and creative intellectual activity. According to the World Health Organization, the majority of children and youth around the world do not meet current physical activity guidelines and are considered to be inactive. Self-reported measures of physical activity from the Global School-Based Student Health Survey and the Health Behavior in School-Aged Children study show that 80% of 13 to 15-year-olds do not participate in at least 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous intensity physical activity daily. In a world where technology is a major influence on our daily life and acknowledging that screens could potentially make children more sedentary, how can we entice our young people to engage in physical activity while using screens? Researchers developed interventions that use screen-based technology. One of the interventions is active video games, or AVGs. This study attempts to answer what is the relationship between active video games and 9 health and behavioral indicators in the pediatric population. The GRADE framework was used to guide this review: grading of recommendations, assessment, development, and evaluation. Evidence for each health indicator was assessed based on study design, bias, risk, and consistent results. The study included specific measure of time spent on AVGs using direct or indirect measurement and a measure of at least one relevant health or behavior indicator. Studies in languages other than English or French were not included. Also, studies where the age of participants was greater than 17.99 years, or those that examined only passive video games, were also excluded. The results showed that AVGs are connected with increases of energy expenditure, but the effects on creating this physical activity as a habit was unclear. While the study showed that AVGs increase light to moderate intensity physical activity, the review was unable to link the AVG to increasing the habit and therefore decreasing sedentary behavior. The findings do support promise when used for learning and rehabilitation, and therefore AVGs may offer health benefits in special populations. This study is valid in its research forms and comprehensiveness, but it lacks a final answer, though, which is so satisfying. One of the main difficulties is the inability to prove a habit. If AVGs don't become a habit, then they cannot prove to change the inactivity in our young people. I do believe a difficulty in making AVGs a habit could be that it becomes boring without a number of different programs. A number of different programs could become very costly to parents, and the companies producing the programs could find it difficult to meet the constant demand. Since the research shows that AVGs increase physical activity level, it is still a fun and engaging way to include physical activity with screen time. It will definitely be more healthy than passive video games. But it will still probably be important to put on your running shoes and get moving the old-fashioned way.